Well, hey everyone, Joe Newell, DamRiverSports.com. I've got a very special guest with me today, Coach Frank Fulton. Some of you will know Coach from his family's deep roots here in the area as it relates to coaching baseball, playing baseball. Some of you might not be familiar with his story, so I thought we're going to talk about this special program he's got going on right now that's not only within the United States, but outside the borders of the United States. But before we do that, Coach, first of all, thanks for joining me today. It's a pleasure to have you on the website here, and we'll post this later on the YouTube channel too, so it'll get out to more audiences. Um, Tell everybody just a little bit about your coaching background, first of all, just so they have that as a
Mhm.
base, and then we'll flip over and talk about this brand new thing you got going on.
Well, yeah. Well, my history goes, I'm a GW Eagle through and through. I grew up and played football and baseball here in the 70s. And I graduated, went to Hampton-Sydney College and played football and baseball there. And my freshman year, I came back to see my girlfriend. I didn't have any thoughts about sports, just to come see her. And I ended up going down to watch her keep score of a Little League baseball game at Hilton Hall.
Mm.
And situation happened, and one of the teams after the game, the coach quit and got mad and got all upset with the team and left. And they asked me to coach the team. I had no idea what I was doing. And at 18, I'm coaching these kids, and we ended up taking them. I said, I'm going to love them and do the best I can. And next thing you know, we went from the fourth place to the first place, and it was just a wonderful thing. And that was my first year of coaching back in 1976.
Oh, wow.
And so 50 years later, I have coached in high school. I've coached in college. I've been an international coach. I scouted with the Marlins, the Red Sox, the Pirates. Worked with a company called Perfect Game USA. I was a football, baseball coach at Hampton-Sydney College. I was the German national coach from 98, 99. And then I came back and we started the first football team at Averett University, which was back in 1999. And that was crazy. So, and then once we, yeah, after, so this was going on through a span of 20, 30 years or whatever. And then back in 2010, I ended up going back to Germany to do some baseball camps. And we started bringing children, players back and forth from Europe to the United States to Danville to play baseball. They would come for the summer, and they would stay at my house or other people's houses, and we would play the summer baseball. My dad had a semi-pro team years ago, so it was kind of like reinventing that. And next thing you know, we were bringing kids we brought kids to Danville, Virginia from Japan, Australia, Germany, France, Czech Republic, Holland. Oh, it was just crazy. And we played, and we developed the international network there. And then years later, we decided to start a program uh, called the Native American National Team, and we had the first Native American baseball game in 2019 down in Lumberton, North Carolina, and that was a crazy experience.
Now,
Um,
did that include teams from all across the country, or who played in that one?
well, my gosh, we had this was our criteria. If you were born in America, you were Native American. You were just either indigenous or blended, right? So that can take a whole nother hour's worth of talk. But we had guys from the Cherokee Nation, we had Lumbee Indian, we had Maliset, we had everything. It was unbelievable.
Mm.
You talking about a spiritual experience? I mean, we're out here playing baseball, and so we had them from all nations. And a lot of people don't realize that you say American Indian. Well, okay, he's Native American. Well, there's over 400 different tribes, in the United States.
Mhm.
And so, but anyway, we did that, and we started playing ball. And then, if you remember, in 2021, Major League Baseball got rid of the Appy League, and
That's
they
right.
turned the Appy League. Well, they called us up and asked me if I would take my Native American national team and tour the Appy League and play another team. I said, well, what other team? Well, said, don't you have two teams? I said, oh, yeah, I got two teams. Yeah. I didn't have two teams. I had one. But we formed another team called the Virginia Nuts. So So we went to every Appy League team and did a tour, and my team played the other team, and that was just cool as all get out, right?
Yep.
So we did that in 2021 and helped the Appy League, get reestablished. And then the spirit just hit me again. I went to a school locally around here, and I worked with children with autism and ADHD and special needs. And we decided that we were going to have a program where we would go do a little baseball camp for children with diverse abilities. We don't use the term you got a disability. You've got a diverse ability,
Mm.
and we went to Richmond, Virginia, Colonial Heights, and we had a little camp. And then my team played another team in an exhibition game, and it was the coolest thing in the world. I mean, every time we talk about it, we start crying because these kids had never thrown a ball. They were autistic. We had kids that had never been on a field, and all of a sudden we had them out there catching and throwing and running. And that day, it was April 26th, 2025. I got them together. I said, "Hey, what do you think if we put a team together and we called it the Wild Penguin Rookies?" And they said, "Yeah." So we formed a team called the Wild Penguin Rookies, right? And
All right, I'm gonna pause you just for a second.
okay,
That name alone, how in the world did you come up with wild penguins?
oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you said that. Okay, all right. Because my wife, God bless her, she's an angel. I'm just going to tell you, I can tell the world she's an angel because she's gone with me everywhere to do all these crazy things we've done in sports. And one day we were sitting around. She said, "Honey, listen, I want you to go coach and go wherever you want to go, do whatever you got to do. But why don't you just be you instead of being the Marlins or being the Warriors or being affiliated with somebody? Just be you." You know. And that evening we were watching TV, and the movie The Happy Feet came on, and I don't know if you know anything about Happy Feet, but the little penguin,
Right. Yeah.
he's out here, nobody understands him, and and, I said, "That's me." He said, "Yes, it is." So we decided to form the Wild Penguins, and that's what we did. Well, the name is catching on, and oh my God, we're all over the planet. I mean, we have wild penguins in Europe. We got them here in the United States, and it's taken off like wildfire. So yeah, that's how it happened.
So
The Wild Penguins, right?
is the program itself focused on athletes that are of diverse abilities, or is this a kind of a combination of things? I know you have some skilled baseball players that come and help you with all these things for sure. And you mentioned a
Yeah,
moment
yeah,
ago an
yeah.
exhibition game as well. How does that all tie together?
Well, this can get very deep, and I'll try to keep it short, but it's clearly something that we need
Mm,
because what we do there's so many different programs that have morphed out of our 50 years of coaching. I mean, it used to be you played baseball little league, and then you played for the high school, and then maybe you played for the American Legion. Now you got travel ball, and you got the college league, and you got all these different things.
mm.
And there's some children that just don't qualify for that. Either they don't have the money, or they may not be in the sweet spot of recruiting or whatever. So we have provided opportunities for people who want to play baseball to play, right? And we have one criteria: you got to respect yourself, you got to respect other people, and you got to respect the process. If you have self-respect and love other people and don't know how to play, we don't care. Come on, we'll show you what you got to do. We'll help you develop the game, right?
Mm.
And 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 some people say, "Well, yeah, but he's not a good ball player." You'd be surprised I'll tell you about my little guy that I went to see this yesterday. Um, if you don't have heart and desire, you ain't gonna make it. And so then you take a young man who's a good athlete, good skills, got a lot of things going on with him, and then you ask him to work with children with diverse abilities, like people that got ADHD, like me. I'm the poster child for ADHD. I mean, so you can hang with me, or you can hang with somebody that's autistic, or you can help somebody that's Down syndrome. Hey, we're gonna we're gonna go to war for you and tell people about you because um, at the end of the day, I'd rather have that guy with me in the dugout than
Mm-hmm.
having some guy who was a prima donna and whatever. You know what I mean? So there you go. And you played at Hampton, Sydney,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if you played for my uncle or not, but I mean that was what he was all about. So so basically, when you play with the Wild Penguins, you are playing. You're working with children with diverse abilities, but you're also playing a baseball against anybody. We'll play against college teams, pro teams, international teams. We'll play high school teams. We take on. There's a lot of these. You have the team with the Appy. Well, I don't know what they call it now. What they call the league that the Danville team is in.
I
It's not
think
the
technically
Appalachian
it's
League.
still
Well,
it's still the Appalachian League. It's just it's a college woodbat league in the summer now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's right. Well, we play against teams like that. We play
Mm-hmm.
against all these teams in the Old North South League. We've gone and played in the Valley League. We play against teams in the coastal. Well, used to play against teams in the coastal plain. Um, Matter of fact, I take my team of Wild Penguins. Now, see, we got two groups. We have the Wild Penguins. That's guys that can play, right? And then we have the Wild Penguin rookie kids that are looking to play, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you might have a group, you might have a 14 or 15-year-old who is just getting started. Well, he could be in the rookie team and our Wild Penguins team, right?
Right.
Or you may have a child who is Down syndrome. Or you have a guy that's autistic that's never played before. He's a member of the Wild Penguin. Now, the beautiful thing is we don't discriminate. We don't bring a group of kids in that are autistic and say, well, here you go, take a little hat, take a picture, ha, 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 and then go sit down. We get them on the field. We make them run. We make them work. We include them in our program. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, we're not stupid. We're not going to put a child out there to play facing a kid that's throwing 85 miles an hour. I mean, that's ridiculous. But we know how to manage it. We've been doing this for a while. And the other thing we use a thing called a smush ball. It's well, this is not it, but it's kind of like this. It's very soft,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you can catch it, throw it, and hit it, and hit you in the face. It doesn't hurt, right? So that's what we use when we're playing the Wild Penguin rookie games. Then when we take our break, and my team plays your team, we're playing regular baseball, right?
Right.
But now the other thing that we do, we play 3 outs or 5 batters. And what that means is that if you're pitching and I come up to bat, you get me out, the first 3 guys out, we switch.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say you get in trouble and you walk the first 5 batters.
Yeah.
We switch.
Okay.
Now, some people will say, well, that's not baseball. Well, you can call it what you want, but here's the thing. We're going in and out, in and out. We're not going to hurt people's arms. We're not going to cause we want people to play, right?
Right.
And if you talk to any guy who is a professional baseball player, a professional scout, a professional coach, this is what they do in spring training. This is what we do all over the world. When we went to Germany last year and we did it, everybody, yeah, coach, let's do it. It makes the game go quick. And yeah, so that's how we play our game. Yeah.
So is there a limit then on how, I mean, because it could seem like some of those innings would go really fast, even if you got 5 batters that come up. Is there a limit to how many innings you play, or how does that work?
Well, what's wonderful, we'll play 7 innings in an hour and 30 minutes. 7 innings in an hour and 30 minutes. And if we're feeling good, we'll just keep on playing some more,
Okay.
Yeah. We'll still keep on playing. So we have the ability to keep it lively, to keep it active, to keep it engaging. And because as well as I do, baseball can be very boring. You're sitting out here freezing your butt off. Just please throw a strike. Please catch a ball. I mean, it drives me crazy. But if you got a game going like what we do, oh my God, it goes fast. Yeah.
How do you identify whether it's for the rookie team or the Wild Penguins team, the kind of more veteran, more skilled kids? How do you find those kids for those two teams?
Well, you got to get out and talk to people. You've got to communicate with organizations that, we'll go down to Williamsburg, and Williamsburg has a Tracy Newsom who works with the Adaptive Inclusive Program in there in James City Parks and Rec. And so they have inclusive program for children. So she brings all of her group, and I know they're coming, and they just play, with this ball.
Mm.
But then one of those kids might be pretty daggum good, and we'll say, "Hey, come on and play with us." But we'll put him in the outfield and let him get some real live stuff, right?
Right.
But we're not going to put him into hit until yeah. You don't want to put anybody into that situation, but they
So
can definitely play on defense and catch a fly ball. Mm-hmm.
right.
Yeah. Does that
Absolutely.
does that make sense?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, it does.
So
So if someone knew of an athlete, whether that's for the rookie team or the other team, the Wild Penguins, how would they go about? Would they reach out to you? Would they just try to connect with you
yeah.
directly if they had someone that might be interested in playing?
Yes, yes. And I don't want this to sound egotistical but it's like you told me earlier, people don't really know me because it's been a while, but um, I know how to scout. I know what I'm doing. I know how to find kids. I had a first round draft pick out of Halifax. My son was the 83rd pick of the draft in '03 with the Marlins. I've got a kid with Baltimore. I had guys playing for Japan. I mean, so we know how to find them.
Mm,
But we also know there's kids that can play and there's kids that can develop. And so we know where people fit on the food chain. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And so once we see a guy swing a bat, throw the ball, move around, you can tell that somebody's got some skills. And so we will sit down and talk to them and interview just like you're interviewing me and just see what do they want to do? How, and then we'll place them with us on our Wild Penguins team. If it's a young person that's 14 or 15 or a child with disability, certain skill sets that require extra time,
Hmm.
then we will say, hey, why don't you hang out with our Penguins? So it's, as a coach, you have to gauge each person given their own IEP and place them where they will be successful. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And here's another thing. You'll love this. I got to tell you, the girls. Hey, we've been having girls play baseball forever. We had a girl named Ozzie Smith. I mean, Ozzie Saylor, and Ozzie was the first woman to play men's collegiate baseball. She played for the University of Rhode Island,
Mm,
Prescott Isle. No, University of Maine, Prescott Isle. And she played against my brother's team at Averett, and she was a pitcher, and
mm.
she was effective because she's so slow nobody can hit her. And she was awesome, and she ended up playing with me down here with my teams. And can you imagine going out into the woods in North Carolina playing all those old country boys, and here comes this girl, and she's striking you out. And so we yeah, so we've had the girls, and we had a team from Australia. We had 15 girls from Australia come to Danville, Virginia.
Mm,
We ate at Zaxby's every day. They played in practice over at Averett every day. Those girls could get after it,
mm.
and two of them have been in the Major League Baseball's organization with the Phillies and the Brewers. And one of the girls, Beth Greenwood, is catching, I think, for the Women's Professional Baseball League this summer. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So
That's awesome.
we've been doing a lot of cool things. Yeah, yeah,
Now,
yeah.
you guys, we were talking the other night at a baseball game here locally that you guys were just down in Clemson, I believe,
Yes.
not that long
Yeah.
ago playing. So, where are you guys at in your schedule currently? Can people still get connected up? I know you got games going into the summer and the fall. Some of those are, a lot of them are in the United States, but then there are also, I think, Germany and other places that you guys might be playing.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So our schedule it's set, and I can send you a copy or however you want to do it. So everybody can see it,
Yeah, we
or
can share it out. Yeah.
and we have a website that you could share with everybody, mylifewarriors.com. But so we started out in Clemson. We were down in Clemson, South Carolina, and we worked with Clemson University's adaptive recreation, sports and recreation. And man, that was fantastic. And starting in a couple of weeks, we'll be over at Ferrum College. Then we'll be down in Silva, North Carolina, where Western Carolina University is located. We're going to do something with the high school there,
Mm,
and we will go to Winchester. Woodstock, Virginia, up in the Shenandoah Valley.
okay.
So that's the month of April, and then May we'll be in Greensboro. We'll be at High Point University. We'll be at some other place. And then in June we'll be in Williamsburg, and a couple other places. locally. And then in July, we go back to Germany, and we'll be in Hamburg, Paderborn, Mainz, Munich, Regensburg. We're going to be in Austria, and we're waiting to hear from a team in France to go to France. And in each of these places, we'll go and we'll do our little camp with the children. Then we'll play a friendship game, spend the night, get back on the car, and boom, take off to the next place. And then the cool thing is when we come back, we've been invited to the AAA, the Chicago Cubs AAA team in Des Moines, Iowa, the Iowa Cubs, to do one of our Wild Penguin games with them in September.
Oh, wow.
And in October, we'll go to Kentucky to Alice Lloyd College and do one of our games there. So it's really cool. It's growing. It's developing. And we were talking about why this is so important, because children after COVID, they don't know how to play anymore. They don't know how to just get out and enjoy the process of the game and just play for the sake of playing. And that's what we're doing. And anybody that's a college coach or a pro coach, they understand that kids today have lost the sense of just being able to enjoy being out there. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah. No,
So
absolutely.
our motto,
I think that used to be baked into all of us that played, because even though we all played organized ball, we'd still go out and pick up and play sandlot games and, any place we could find in the summer on our own time, just get guys together and play because we just enjoyed doing it.
yes, and you mentioned this the other day too, which was very important. Yes, when everybody says, well, back in the day, we played because we wanted to play. We enjoyed playing.
Yeah.
But things became capitalistically inclined to, you got to do this and you got to do that and you got to win and you got to make this money and you got to go to college. And kids just decided to say, hey, I'm out. I'm going to go do something else. So they resorted to playing other sports like soccer. We're not going to blame soccer, but they went away from that pressure.
Mm-hmm.
The video game provided the opportunity for them to play without somebody on their back. And so everybody has gone, kids, nobody wants to have somebody on them 24/7, right?
Yeah.
And so then they blame it on COVID, but it's not COVID. I went to see kids play baseball during the years of COVID, and they were playing. And so that was not the thing. It was the fact that the pressure to perform as opposed to play for the joy and the love of participating. And that has been lost. And this is one of the things, this is the beautiful thing about GW baseball. Okay, you may say they're not doing well, they're not scoring, they're not winning, but those kids are playing. And the parents are out there and they enjoy the fact that they're just playing. They're not comparing themselves to other people. They're not talking about this or that, or it's an entirely new age of kids just coming out again,
Right.
And so that's kind of what we're doing. And oh my God, they're coming out from all over to just bring the joy and seize the day. So that's been our motto.
That is your
Bring the
slogan,
joy.
by the way. That's like your motto. Is it
Yeah.
bring the joy and
Yeah.
seize the day, right?
Yes. And if we got any history people listening in, or you go back and let's look at what Jesus had to say this. Caesar said this. Any of our leaders throughout history, do the best you can, bring your joy, seize the day. Well, we can do the same thing in sports too. The athletes that are winning, and we see on TV, and especially University of Indiana. I mean, that's what motivates these guys to perform. So we're bringing that to our everyday kids, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Where are the kids coming from? Is it more like you recruit in a particular area for that area, or I mean, where are all these players coming from?
They come from everywhere. They come and we have no age limit. So you could be 14, you could be 48. If you can get up and run and you want to get after it, we're going to let you play, because in reality, the game of baseball is played at a speed of about 72, 74 miles an hour. Everybody said, no, I run faster than that. No, you don't. in reality, if you find a guy that's throwing 85, he's going to be pitching for somebody in college at a higher level. And if he's throwing in the 90s, we ain't going to see him around very long. And they're very few and far between, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we can get out and play. You could still play. I could still play. Uh, now, it's going to take us a longer time to recover, but we can still get out there and play with the, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, to get back to your saying, if you've got to be able to, get wherever we're going, that's the number one thing. Do we have a fee? Yes, we have a very, very small fee to play for the whole year, and because we have to pay for insurance and there's certain things that we have to pay for, but that's a little bit of everybody's investment into what we do. It's only $275 for the whole year. The whole year.
Mm-hmm.
And so if a kid who's in a travel team and he's listening to this and he's paying $4,000 or $5,000 for a summer, you ought to give us a call, because we're going to Europe for less than that.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And,
Is there a way people that, like, let's just say they own a business or they just a family that want to contribute financially in some way? Is there a way for people that, don't have a kid or don't know an athlete, but they just want to contribute to something like this?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, we would love it. We'd love it because and we're 501(c)(3), which means we're nonprofit, and
Yeah.
we got all of that paperwork and stuff like that. And so, yes, somebody could sponsor a young man's fee to play. Somebody could take an ad out and put it on our website. They could do, they could spot. Yes,
Okay.
we've got to. I don't like to ask anybody for money. And I want to work for what I do, but there comes a point where we need to be able to have support like that so we
Yeah.
can keep on sharing love,
Sure.
and so I appreciate you saying that. And yeah, if anybody wants to contribute or help out, yeah, we've got a little form. We'll send it to them, and we can send them an invoice, and we can do all that stuff. Yeah,
Okay. You
yeah,
mentioned the
yeah.
website a moment ago. We'll include all this, by the way, as the
Mhm.
write-up portion that goes along with this video. But just
Yeah.
in terms of contact information, how to follow you, I know you're on Facebook. I see you doing like simple training videos even on Facebook right now. I'm following you there. But where do people find you, like on Facebook? And just repeat the name of the website again. And then again, I'll include contact information with this so people can reach out directly. Oh man, we lost you right when we were going to do that. Let's see if we get you to come back here. Um, hang in there, folks. We'll get all that information put up here. Hopefully, we can get Coach Fulton back here in just a second. Looks like maybe the internet connection was a bit unstable there. What a great opportunity, though, right? For kids, just and people, as Coach mentioned, of all ages, to just get out and play the game for the love of the game. Maybe the skills you earn and the exposure you get will translate to more opportunities if you're a serious, long-term baseball player, you want to go to college or beyond and play. But, just the opportunities here and the heartbeat of this thing, the Wild Penguins, is I just think it's right at the heart of what we created here with Dan Rivers Sports, but also just to get your kids out playing again, that they can take from sports all that it has to offer them and just enjoy being out there with one another. The Wild Penguins, both here domestically inside the United States. You've already heard a number of the places that Coach mentioned from Virginia and North Carolina, even going to end up at the Cubs organization, AAA organization in Des Moines, Iowa, and other places, as well as Germany. What a fantastic opportunity. If you've got kids with diverse abilities that just love baseball or want to just get initiated into baseball, this is a great opportunity for you. We'll put all their information, website, Facebook page, and contact info so you can check them out and get connected if that is for you. Well, Coach, we had a little technological hiccup there, but we got it sorted out. One of the things that we didn't get to talk about was when kids come to these events, to these camps for the Wild Penguins. It's not just, I mean, obviously fun is a big part of it, to re-engage the enjoyment of just playing, huge part of it. But they also walk away from these camps with legitimate baseball skills that they acquire from hands-on teaching with you guys. Can you just talk a little bit about what that experience is like for all the athletes that come?
Yes, yes. Well, the key to being to playing is teaching a child how to catch it and throw it, right? And we show them within 5 to 10 minutes how to make a diamond with their fingers, how to catch the ball and bring it to their nose, so you're tracking, and we show them how to throw it up in the air and catch it and bring it to their nose. So all of a sudden, within the first 5 minutes, they are actually catching a ball by throwing it up and down to themselves.
Mm.
Then we show them how to throw the ball, and it's a 3-step command. And it doesn't matter what language you're in, it doesn't matter what country you're in. We say ankle, power, pull. And we show them how to show their ankle to the target. And then we show them to get in the power position. And then we pull. We show them how to pull. And then we all do it with them. And then we repeat it, ankle, power, pull, ankle, power. And they're all saying it. They're all doing it. Then they get out with somebody. And now they're playing catch by making a diamond, and they catch with their hands, and they catch it and bring it to the nose. Then they say to themselves, ankle, power, pull, and they throw it. And in 10 minutes, we've got all these children who have never played the game before going ankle, power, pull.
Mm.
And people will say, and somebody will say, well, what is that? I said, look, watch these guys on TV. Watch their ankle. Watch their power. Watch their pull. We show them what they would be learning if they had signed $1 million contract and went down to spring training.
Mm.
That's what we show them right from the get-go.
Mm.
And it's amazing. It is amazing. And they learn confidence. They learn self-awareness. And then they get out and they start playing and catching. And when we were at Clemson, the guys came to me afterwards and they said, Coach, that was amazing. And I said, well, thank you. I said, no, you don't understand. He said, most of the time these kids come and they're running all over the place. We have to pull them out of the trees and get them out of this, and they're fighting and stuff. He said, y'all had them out there running, organizing, playing catch, going from station to station, playing the game. I said, how in the world did you do it? I said, well, we just got engaged and taught them the way you and I would want to be taught, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of what we do, Joe. I mean, it's that's the fun. The fun is watching these kids who could never do it. All of a sudden, they're doing it.
Yeah, right.
And as a parent to a parent, I mean, isn't anything more satisfying than that? I think.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. To see your kid grow, even if it's especially if it's in a very short period of time, I got to imagine when those kids walk out of there, their back's a little straighter. They're a little bit more just, hey, I learned something today. Something that I can take with me, and I can imagine it helps them to progress further outside of just the camp time that they're with you guys, that they can go and play in other leagues, whether that maybe is a little league or something, if they're capable of those types of things. But man, just to walk out of that with the confidence of, I can do this versus, I don't think I can. That's a huge transition.
Mm-hmm. Well, look, I'm just going to tell your audience right now, look at what just happened to us. My phone's messed up. The thing goes out. What are we going to do? You didn't panic. I didn't panic. We just found a way to adapt, improvise, and overcome. And here we are again, right?
Yeah.
Well, where do you learn that? You learn that on the field playing, right?
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
And so that's a whole part. If you learn how to adapt and improvise and overcome, then you can take that to your friends, your family, your girlfriend, your work, your school. Yeah. And so when people say baseball, it's such a hard game. Yes, it is. However, if you got the right attitude and you take this approach to be the best that you can and adapt, improvise, overcome, then it helps us be better people. And I think in our sports life, in your sports life, and in mine, that's helped us get through things that a lot of people couldn't get through. Yeah. So
yeah.
I think that's the important part of it. Yes.
I think that's exactly right. No matter what the sport is, in this case, obviously baseball, but the things that you learn just by being a member of a team and putting yourself out there day in, day out and working at acquiring skills and then learning to try and fail and just all those types of things you learn from being in sports just carries through with you for every aspect of your life. No matter what you do in life, doesn't matter what your career is, you're going to take all those lessons that you learned with you. And that's why, Coach, I'm so excited about what you guys are doing. It's everybody needs that, whether they're, quote, going to be a big time baseball player or not. That's not necessarily, as you mentioned earlier, it's a tiny fraction of us that play the game that go on to the highest levels of baseball, because it does get increasingly harder as you go
Oh
up
yes, yeah,
up the
yeah, yeah.
chain. But all of us can enjoy the game and take from it all the benefits that it gives us and things that we can apply in our lives. And so, if nothing else for that, I mean, that's to me is the core of it. And I just want to say thank you to you and all those that volunteer with the Wild Penguins for getting out there and ensuring that kids in the United States, kids globally, have these opportunities to that all of us, I think, they're a little bit older now, kind of take for granted that we just had when we grew up. To see kids reacquiring that in the younger generations is pretty special.
Yes, yes, and it's something we pass on to your dad coached me when I was a little 12-year old, and I can remember like it was yesterday. And
Yeah.
those are things that's just it's a joy to be able to pass that on. And I'll tell you another thing. You know, we've been very fortunate to go to other countries and share this. People are people. They just want to belong and they just want to be loved. And
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So, and you've been to other parts of the world. Would you agree with that? That we're pretty much the same, or
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, you can go places and there's cultural differences, but when you get down to the human level, people are pretty much the same wherever you go. And I think if we're willing to, obviously, I hear this in everything that you're sharing. If you're willing to give respect and to love people and to just provide the space and the opportunities for all of us, even if we come from different cultures, to intersect with one another and get to know one another, it's just we got more in common than we realize, I believe.
yes, yes, yeah. So and
Absolutely.
you hit it again. You hit it on the head. Respect is the key. And if you're playing with respect and you're giving respect, we're going to have a lot of fun. Bottom line. So yeah,
Well, there's no
that's the
question
Wild
in my
Penguins,
mind.
baby.
I know it. There's no question in my mind listening to you today that you guys are going to have a ton of fun. It's so positive in nature, and sports, in this case baseball, is the vehicle by which all those things have a space to occur and people to give to
Mm-hmm.
one another. Whether you're a college baseball player volunteering and then playing on the Wild Penguins, whatever the case may be, I suspect some of those guys probably take more out of it than even the younger players that come out. That's just the nature of giving yourself away to other people, and you're doing that. And I just wanted to help you get that message out to everybody because I think it's so needed and it's really special what you guys have going on with the Wild Penguins.
Well, I appreciate it, and I'm glad to see you doing what you're doing and carrying on the tradition and letting people know what's out there. And I appreciate you just letting me, be a part of your program. So thank
Well,
you.
it's been a pleasure. We'll get this out here shortly to everybody, and I think it's going to open a lot of eyes to just what's out there for kids. Even when you think maybe my kid can't play that or participate at that level, there's just so much more going on in the world today. So the fact that you guys are creating a space like this and not just doing it haphazardly, obviously, you guys are actually
Mhm.
teaching the game of baseball and all the lessons that come with that you can take away, and that's really unique and special. So I just want to say once again, Coach, thanks for coming on. Hey, folks, just don't forget, we're going to put all the information how you can follow them if you want to get involved, how you can do that, and contact information alongside of this video. We'll put this out on all our social media platforms as well as the website, so you guys can find it everywhere and revisit it if you forget, if it's a month from now and you go, hey, I want to circle back to those Wild Penguins and see what's going on. And Coach, we'll try to also, as you post things online through your Facebook page or your website, we'll share those out through our platforms as well as you guys progress through your season. And any pictures, any videos, anything you guys have from what you got going on, if we can't make it there physically, please feel free to share them with me and we'll promote them out to everybody.
Oh heck yeah! Well, you have an open invitation to come and get yourself in shape because I'll put you out there. You're going to play again.
Uh, I don't know about getting in shape, but it'd be fun to get out there in the sunshine, just play a little ball again. I think all of us. I quote it all the time to people. There's a line, and I think the movie Moneyball And they say something along the lines, we all get told at some point we can't play the kids' game anymore. Might be when you're 18, it might be when you're 30, I don't know, but I think every one of us that just enjoyed playing the sport, if we had one more shot to go out there and play, even if it wasn't the prettiest thing in the world, we'd take advantage of that one more opportunity.
Heck yeah, and it doesn't matter. I get out here and I run, and in my mind, I'm running that 4.840. Well, I'm 68 years old. My wife, she looks at me. She gets the biggest kick. He ain't running no 4.840. But in my mind, I am. Yes,
Right.
So,
that's all right. I think we all need to keep a little bit of that kid inside, that we don't forfeit that as we gain chronological age. Hopefully we keep that kid alive inside and how we look at the world.
Right.
All right. Well, Coach, thanks so much.
Right.
Like I said, we'll get all your information out there, and anytime you guys have something going on, let me know about it, and we'll try to share that out just so people stay aware beyond just when we post this information in this interview as well. So, hey, everybody.
Yes.
Coach Frank Fulton of the Wild Penguins.
Peace out.